After age 60, your body becomes more sensitive to what you eat, and some foods you've trusted for years could now be working against you, especially when it comes to your heart and joints. Heart disease and arthritis are two of the most common struggles for retirees, but what if avoiding just 5 everyday foods could reduce your risk and even ease pain and stiffness? In this video, we'll reveal which foods are causing the most damage and what to eat instead to stay strong, mobile, and energized. Let's get started with the first one. It might seem harmless, a slice of toast in the morning or a sandwich at lunch, but white bread and refined carbs are among the biggest hidden culprits behind heart and joint problems in seniors. Here's why. White bread, pasta, and other processed carbs are quickly broken down into sugar in the bloodstream. This causes sudden spikes in blood sugar, which over time damage your arteries and increase your risk for heart disease. And it doesn't stop there. That same spike in blood sugar also triggers a surge of inflammatory chemicals in your body, the kind that make your joints ache and swell. If you've noticed more stiffness in your knees or fingers after a carb-heavy meal, this may be why. Over time, eating refined carbs leads to weight gain, especially around the belly, a major heart disease risk. Insulin resistance, which sets the stage for diabetes. Chronic inflammation, which wears down both your heart and joints. And let's not forget, refined carbs lack nutrients. They've been stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals that your aging body desperately needs. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up carbs entirely. You just have to choose the right ones. Smart swaps. Replace white bread with whole grain or sprouted grain breads. Choose oats, quinoa, or sweet potatoes instead of pasta or rice. Opt for snacks like air-popped popcorn or carrot sticks with hummus. These choices are lower on the glycemic index, reduce inflammation, and support your heart and joints instead of hurting them. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about making one better choice at a time. Up next, let's talk about a food group many seniors love, but that's quietly doing more harm than good. Bacon at breakfast, a ham sandwich for lunch, maybe sausages at dinner. Processed meats are a staple in many seniors' diets. Easy, flavorful, and familiar. But beneath that crispy or savory bite is a dangerous combination that could be damaging your heart and joints. Let's break it down. Processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, sausages, ham, and deli slices are preserved using nitrates, sodium, and chemical additives. These ingredients are linked to inflammation, arterial damage, and even higher rates of heart disease and cancer. Here's what happens in your body. Sodium overload causes water retention and raises your blood pressure. Nitrates and nitrites, once digested, can form harmful compounds that damage blood vessels. And saturated fats found in many processed meats contribute to plaque buildup in your arteries. It's a triple threat for your heart, your circulation, and your joints. But inflammation isn't just a heart issue. It also directly affects joint tissues, especially in aging adults. Chronic consumption of these meats can worsen arthritis symptoms and increase stiffness and joint pain over time. And unfortunately, many seniors eat processed meats daily without realizing the long-term toll it takes on their health. But the good news? There are simple, satisfying alternatives. Healthy swaps. Instead of deli ham or salami, try grilled chicken, tuna, or hummus with veggies. Craving bacon? Try turkey bacon with lower sodium, or better yet, enjoy an egg with avocado toast for healthy fats. Need something quick? Make a batch of boiled eggs, or prep rotisserie chicken strips for sandwiches and salads. These swaps are lower in sodium and chemicals, and far better for your heart, blood pressure, and joints. Remember, it's not about giving up everything you love. It's about choosing what truly supports your body at this stage of life. Up next, we'll cover a surprising beverage many seniors sip daily, but it could be draining calcium from your bones and worsening joint pain. A glass of orange juice with breakfast, a fruity drink in the afternoon, maybe an immune-boosting juice before bed. Sounds healthy, right? Not quite. Many seniors believe that fruit juice is a smart choice, full of vitamins, natural sugars, and refreshing flavor. But here's the truth. Most juices are sugar bombs in disguise, with harmful effects on your joints, bones, and heart. Let's take a closer look. What's really in your juice? Even when labeled 100% juice, most store-bought fruit juices are stripped of fiber, unlike whole fruits, packed with natural sugars that hit your bloodstream like candy, and lacking the balancing nutrients found in fresh, whole produce. A single cup of orange juice can contain over 20 grams of sugar. That's 5 teaspoons. Here's how that affects your body. Sugar spikes lead to increased inflammation, especially in the joints. Over time, this can aggravate arthritis, increase joint stiffness, and even weaken connective tissues. Sugary drinks also interfere with calcium absorption, leading to bone loss, especially in seniors already at risk for osteoporosis. And it's not just juice. Sweetened iced teas, vitamin waters, flavored milks, and energy drinks are often just as guilty, loaded with added sugars and phosphoric acid, which pulls calcium out of bones. That means weaker bones, more joint pain, and higher risk of fractures as you age. But don't worry, there are delicious and healthy alternatives that keep you hydrated and protect your joints. Healthy swaps. Infused water with lemon, mint, or berries. Unsweetened herbal teas like ginger, turmeric, or hibiscus. Great for inflammation. A small glass of low-sugar smoothies made with spinach, berries, and almond milk, or just plain filtered water. Simple, effective, and essential for joint lubrication and nutrient transport. And if you must have juice, dilute it with water. Half juice, half water, and stick to no more than half cup a day. The bottom line: you don't have to stop enjoying fruity flavors. You just need to choose them in a way that supports your aging bones and joints. Coming up next, a vegetable that's marketed as super healthy, but could be disrupting your thyroid, slowing your metabolism, and silently affecting your heart. They're everywhere. The vending machine at the pharmacy, the refreshing bottle in your fridge, or the sweet little can that goes perfectly with lunch. Soft drinks, packaged juices, fizzy fruit sodas. They're cold, colorful, and dangerously comforting. But what's inside those bottles may be accelerating aging from the inside out, especially for your joints, bones, and heart. Let's unpack what's really happening when you sip that sugary beverage. Sugar, arteries, and aging. Each can of soda can contain up to 10 teaspoons of sugar. That's more than your body can handle in one go. And the consequences? Excess sugar damages your arteries, leading to stiff, narrow blood vessels that strain your heart. It increases uric acid levels in your blood, a major trigger for gout and joint pain. And ironically, despite being a liquid, soda can actually dehydrate your joints, leaving cartilage dry and brittle. That's right, sugar pulls water away from the very tissues that keep you moving smoothly. And it doesn't stop there. Phosphoric acid, the hidden bone thief. Many soft drinks, especially colas, contain phosphoric acid. While it enhances flavor and shelf life, it leaches calcium from your bones, leaving them weak and prone to fractures. Pair that with the high caffeine content found in many sodas and energy drinks, which further interferes with calcium absorption, and you've got a recipe for long-term bone loss. The cost of convenient juices. Think packaged fruit drinks or fortified vitamin waters are a safer choice? Think again. Most of these beverages are loaded with high fructose corn syrup, packed with preservatives and coloring agents, and still contain as much, if not more, sugar than a can of cola. Even no added sugar doesn't mean safe. Natural sugars in high concentrations still spike blood sugar, fuel inflammation, and stress your joints. Better beverage choices. Want to keep your joints healthy and your bones strong? Hydration is key, but only with the right fluids. Try these instead. Sparkling water with a splash of lemon or cucumber. Herbal iced teas like ginger or hibiscus, anti-inflammatory and refreshing. Chia water, hydrating and rich in omega-3s. or even just pure filtered water, the most underrated health drink of all. You'll not only reduce inflammation, but support cartilage, blood flow, and heart health all at once. Bottom line, sugary drinks are more than empty calories. They're active contributors to aging joints, brittle bones, and heart strain. It's time to rethink what's in your glass. Choose hydration that heals, not harms. Coming up next, full-fat dairy sounds wholesome, but in excess, it might be triggering inflammation and putting your heart at risk, especially if you're lactose sensitive. For many, dairy feels like a comfort food. Rich, creamy, and full of tradition. A splash of milk in your morning tea, a slice of cheese at lunch, maybe a late-night yogurt snack. But if you're struggling with joint stiffness, inflammation, or heart health concerns, too much full-fat dairy could be part of the problem. Let's take a closer look at what happens when dairy is overdone, especially for aging bodies. The saturated fat factor. Full-fat dairy is a significant source of saturated fat, which has been linked to increased cholesterol levels, narrowed arteries and reduced blood flow, and heightened inflammation, particularly in the joints. For seniors already at risk for cardiovascular disease or arthritis, high saturated fat intake can tip the scales in the wrong direction. That creamy indulgence, it may be silently stressing your heart and joints every day. Dairy and inflammation, a hidden trigger. Not everyone responds to dairy the same way, and for some, it's inflammatory. People who are lactose sensitive or mildly intolerant may not even realize their bloating, fatigue, or joint aches are tied to dairy. Casein, a protein in dairy, can also trigger inflammatory responses in sensitive individuals. And excess dairy may interfere with how your body metabolizes calcium, affecting your bones over time. In short, if your body's not tolerating dairy well, it could be fueling inflammation, not fighting it. How much is too much? While moderate dairy intake may be fine, or even helpful for some, the key is balance. One small serving of cheese or plain yogurt per day? Likely fine for most. Multiple servings of full-fat dairy daily, including cream, butter, or whole milk, that's when inflammation risk rises. The trick is listening to your body. Do you feel more sluggish, achy, or bloated after dairy-heavy meals? That's a clue. Smart dairy swaps, if needed. If you suspect dairy might be affecting your joints or digestion, try these options. Unsweetened almond or oat milk, creamy and calcium fortified. Coconut yogurt with probiotics, gut-friendly and non-dairy. Nutritional yeast, for a cheesy flavor without the dairy. Or simply choose low-fat versions in moderation. And of course, get your calcium from leafy greens, almonds, chia seeds, and fortified plant milks to support your bones naturally. Bottom line, full-fat dairy can be delicious and even nourishing, but for some, especially in excess, it may trigger joint pain, inflammation, and heart risks. Pay attention to your body, balance your intake, and don't be afraid to explore alternatives that support long-term joint and bone health. Conclusion. In the next chapter, a lightning-fast summary of the 5 inflammatory foods to watch out for and what